is because I'm dealing with up-and-coming talent. You start to nurture that relationship early, and then what happens is, we get deals that come along, whether it be Pepsi or Subway, that want to do stuff. So we found a guy about 5 years ago, Lecrae, and now you can pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Lecrae, I got a check for you. It's not big money, but it's a check for you from Pepsi." Now, Lecrae, fast forward, Lecrae is winning Grammys, still as an independent artist, selling millions of albums and selling out concerts. He's a gospel hip-hop artist. But you start that relationship early and you put a little check in these guys' hands, and that goes a long way. Now, Lecrae, if Pepsi was smart enough, they could have continued that relationship with him and messed around and got Lecrae when Lecrae's become huge. Or same with Kendrick Lamar. We did Kendrick Lamar's first national hip hop tour. We had a sponsor there, Subway. Now, if Subway was smart enough, they were like, I kind of like this guy. Let's keep the dialogue going.
And maybe get behind his tour and
let's keep the dialogue going, because who knows? 5 years from now.
Tell about the cipher.
Yeah, hip hop cipher. I mean, it's the Sprite. Yeah, you know what? There's something about that guy. Yeah. But again, that ain't what they do. So that's how they miss out.
Lost opportunities. Anybody else have a comment on that? I got a corollary. I think that we in the music world are in the emotion business. That's my personal stance. So if you buy that, we're in the business of moving people. Why is it so important and effective to combine powerful advertising and music to engage consumers?
Well, when you talk about advertising, to what Keith said, if you're doing advertising right and correctly, you're speaking to the human truth, the authentic truth, and the emotional truth. So what you want to do when people are looking at brands very specifically is you want to connect to them on an emotional level. So when you have a song that can connect with somebody in an emotional level, then you're taking out the rational thought and you're appealing to their emotional side. Whenever a brand can get into the hearts of a consumer, then you've got that brand for life. You are removing the brain thought, you're removing the rationality, and you're speaking to their hearts. And music is, as Keith said, and Kelly said, is a way that you can very easily infiltrate people's emotions and people's lives, because you hear a song and you go back to a thought. You hear a lyric and it makes you remember something, either happy times or painful times, but it hits you in a place that's very different than if somebody is just getting a plain conversation. It's not emotional and it's rational. So, I sell cars. I sell luxury cars. I sell 50,000 and above cars. If I'm not getting to somebody on an emotional level, I'm not selling that car.
Right. Well, I think you hit it there. You sell cars. Musicians sell epiphanies, right? They sell a sense that there's something greater in the world, whether you're religious or not, the sense of connection to other people. And Kelly, you worked at major labels. The thing that I learned, because I came up in the punk rock world, and the notion of associating your band with some brand was just anathema. It did not happen. In the 80s, I watched a band called the Del Fuegos basically destroy their career because they did a Miller Lite campaign. And that's completely changed in the last,